Hello everybody and welcome to the third event of the VALVIK Marble League Season 4, Balancing. Yes, it is I, Pesky Bird, in the booth. I kind of just was wandering around and I saw the seat was open, so yeah, I just kind of waltzed on in to the booth here. As you see, the Coastline Crescents are leading the standings. Yes, hello. Yeah. Nobody was sitting here, so I just took this seat here, so guess I'm commentating now. But yeah, Coastline Crescents are leading the standings after a gold in the last event. Team Whiteout in second place. As we see the demo run for balancing, a lot more like catwalk, if you're familiar with that. Zones for scoring instead of distance. As you see, getting to the end is 12 points. As you can see, the Coralites getting 1 to the end there. Despite being a very open beam, it is going to be pretty difficult for teams to get all the way to the end there. As you see, a lot of them falling in the 4 there for a decent score of 31. If we see that in the main event, it would probably be middle of the pack almost. Now the Cyber Crew, coming off of a very poor start to the season here. Can they improve upon their standing here? And oh no. I would call it teamwork, but there was no working together there. All falling apart in the 5. The captain pretty much disintegrating that there by colliding with the beam, and 25 points for the Cyber Crew. Dare I say another 16th place incoming? Team Virtuoso up now. They're sitting in 15th. They need something better right now. Only 4 points and just as bad as the Cyber Crew, though they will get 1 all the way to the end for a 12. But 3 in the 4 and 1 in the 5 is not good. Again, the first marble hitting the barriers on the side there, which Constantina's up the rest, and it's just not good for there. But 29 will put them into first for now. Peculiar Peaks now. What can they do? Seeing those two runs so far, can they better it? They can so far, and they're really working well together well, and they'll get 2 to the end. What an amazing run for the Peculiar Peaks. Amazing teamwork there, getting all of their marbles to the 7 lane and farther. You see all just kind of spreading out so they didn't run into each other, and a 49 for the Peculiar Peaks will put them in a clear first place for now. 20 points ahead of Team Virtuoso in second. That'll be a tough run to beat. The Sconians, they saw that run. Can they do decently here? They're doing pretty well, actually. It does fall apart near the end, but 1 to the end and 1 in the 7 and the 8 there. It's going to have them a pretty decent run, considering what we've seen so far. 38, though, is 11 back of the Peculiar Peaks, so I believe their run is going to be pretty hard to beat. Carbons now. Very middle of the road first 2 events for the defending second place team here. They spread out wide and it all fall apart there. They get 1 to the end. But similar to Team Virtuoso, that middle of the run there kind of hurt them. They will be a little bit better off here, getting them into the 5 and 3 into the 6. So they'll sit comfortably in third with 35 points there for the Carbons. 3-6 is their favorite number there. Cue ball's up now. Getting bunched up there, and it kind of falls apart, but they will get 2 into the 10, just missing out on the end there. They kind of bunched up together and kind of like squeezed into each other, which caused them to splay wide. It kind of hurt them a little bit overall there. 36 gets them just into third, 1 point ahead of the Carbons, just by being a little bit more consistent there. Now, Team Echo, Team Eco, however you say that, they're off there, pushing each other here, and they're going to get pretty far down the beam, but nobody into that 10 or 12 basin here. So it'll be pretty middle of the road for Team Eco. Now those first 2 marbles got very wild there, and the top 3 kind of pushed each other wide. So 35 points, tying with the Carbons, but they will lose out in comeback here. Bubblegum Ballers, what can they do? Sitting 9th place in the standing so far with a 4th place finish in the first event. They're getting a little bit wild there. 3 into the 7 there. It's a pretty good run, all things considered. 1 in the 8 and 1 in the 10, and I believe that will put them in second place so far. As you can see, Yeah, just getting bunched up in the 7 zone there, and one couldn't quite get all the way to the 12 there, but a really nice total of 39. Still 10 points behind the leading Peculiar Peaks. It just goes to show how this event is more of getting to the end than anything here. Those other marbles in your teams, they're very important to be consistent. Balls of Zen, can they keep their consistency up? They're sitting in 8th place standings. They've been good in real life balancing. How can they do here? Not as well. Nobody to the end there. 3 and the 5. Similar run to, I believe, the Carbons or Team Virtuoso. Yeah, all coming apart there once one of them hit the edge there, and it's only going to be a 31. So pretty disappointing for the Balls of Zen. Clockworks now. What can they do? Displaying wide. They're 1 and 3, but they will get 3 nearly to the end, 2 into the catch basin. And that'll be an amazing run for the Clockworks there. I don't think it'll be good enough to beat the Peculiar Peaks, because look how quickly that back marble flew off. Another one in the 5, but 3 all the way into the end zone. 2 into the basin, and a 42 will put them clear into 2nd place for the Clockworks. Sky Scouts, we've seen that run just before them. What can they do? Can they improve upon that? They're getting pushed together there, and it all falls apart. A 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Falling in order there, but will not be good enough to challenge even for the top 5, I'd have to think, in this event. Remember, getting your marbles all far down the course is good, but if they fall off early, they'll hurt them. So 8th place for the Sky Scouts so far. Atomics, 5th place in the standings. And they do here, they get split wide, but 2 are keeping it right down the middle to the end. 24 points already there for the Atomics, and I believe that will put them up near the podium spots. I don't think it'll be good enough to beat the Clockworks, because those 2 just fell off in the 5. And that other one in the 7 here, and it'll be 3rd. 1 point short of the Clockworks, and the Atomics jump up into 3rd with a 41. Sailors now sitting in 4th place. They're kind of stuttering the gate there, and it all goes wrong. One does get all the way to the end, but it all fell apart in that 4th through 6th range, which we've seen catch out a lot of teams there, yeah. The hesitancy getting out of the gate kind of messed their teamwork up. And it resulted in a 32. Disappointing for the Sailors. Now, Scorpiers, the defending champion, sitting in 3rd place in the standings with a silver medal. Can they get another medal here? No. All fell apart there for them, and it's not going to be a great finish for the Scorpiers. Very poor teamwork, pushing each other off the course, and it's just disappointing. A 30 for the Scorpiers, and they're going to be sitting in 12th out of 14 so far. Team Whiteout, the Event 1 winners, sitting in 2nd place in the standings. They're very wide in the gate here. They do pretty well, and then it falls apart in the middle of the course here, and Team Whiteout will not be getting into the gold. Yeah. Very wide out in the gate here, trying to do what the Peculiar Peaks did, but just could not execute there and sit only at a 33. So 10th place for Team Whiteout. It's not going well. But now the Coastline Crescents, the leaders in the standings, have medaled in every single event so far. Can they keep that streak up? They're getting pretty wide here, but oh, it falls apart near the end. They will get one to the end, but it will not be a 3rd straight medal for the Coastline Crescents. And that'll mean the Peculiar Peaks are the gold medalists in balancing. All 3 of the blue marbles falling off there in the 5. The reserve getting all the way to the end in the 12th there. 36 will put them in a nice finish, actually, of 6th. But it'll be the Peculiar Peaks, Clockworks, and Atomics in the top 3 spots in this event. Cyber Crew finish in last once again.
Congratulations to our podium finishers, Atomics, Clockworks, and our gold medalists, the Peculiar Peaks.
Congratulations to the Peculiar Peaks, their first gold medal since Season 1. It's been a long wait for them, and they finally put it together here. Clockworks get their first ever medal, though, with their silver there. Atomics just happy to be up there. Coastline Crushins hold a 13-point lead now of Team Wydot. Clockworks jump all the way up into 3rd. Atomics up 1 into 4th. Peculiar Peaks jump 7 spots up to 7. And after 3 events so far, Cyber Crew are scoreless. We'll see you for the next event, Relay.